I'm about to tell you how YouTube search really works. Not the way that you think it works, but the way that it really works. So much so that I can rank for a keyword that isn't anywhere on my channel. And I'm going to show you how I did it here today on The Boost by vidIQ. All right, Jen, you've been coaching for a long time. I've been coaching for a very long time. In coaching people, what I've noticed is I've learned things when I coach someone about something. I start to learn things. And today we're going to talk about YouTube search and one of the things that I picked up in coaching other creators.
I love this. I feel like you have a lot of secrets you're going to share with us. Spill the tea, Travis.
This is a ninja secret. It's like a thing that I don't tell anyone. I don't see anyone else on YouTube talking about this, exactly how this works. And it's important because for smaller channels, YouTube search is the way to get your first couple of views. I mean, we know YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet. Although more views come from the recommendation engine than search, it is a great way to grow your channel as a new content creator.
I mean, that's what we love to hear, right? How many new creators are just trying to grow their channel? This could be the answer to getting that first video that really gains some traction.
Absolutely. And it's important to understand what YouTube's trying to accomplish with YouTube search. So we're going to talk about all of that, including things about analytics you can look up. And really, by the time you're done watching this video, you should learn everything you need to know about YouTube search and probably know this better than even some other YouTube experts, which is kind of weird.
Stop. I feel like I'm gonna learn a bunch of stuff right now.
I think we're gonna learn things. Let's talk a little bit about how YouTube search works. Now, of course, you go to YouTube, you type in some words, how to unclog the toilet.
How do I cut an avocado?
How do I tie a tie?
Why doesn't my computer work?
How do I delete Facebook?
Thank you, creators who put all this content out.
Now, what people don't know is why some of the results show up the way they do. And we're going to do an example here briefly to kind of show you what happens when you look for certain things. And I'm going to point some things out here in a second. All right, Jen, give me a search term, something you would search for.
Chocolate cake.
I love chocolate cake. Let's look up chocolate cake. Now, I want to first start off by saying the only thing we put into search was chocolate cake. We didn't give it any context at all. And the question is, what kind of results will we get from it? We tend to get one type of result time and time again. The best chocolate cake recipe, the easiest chocolate cake of all time, moist chocolate cake, all of these are recipe and of course, baking videos for how to make a chocolate cake. Now, Jen, there are other types of chocolate cake videos out there on YouTube. They aren't just how to make them. There's like how to eat them, maybe throwing them in someone's face, big challenges, that sort of thing. But none of those show up in search, including even the YouTube Shorts here, which is a great place to get some extra views on your shorts is through search. Why do you think that is, Jen?
I don't actually know, Travis. Tell me more.
This is the key to YouTube search. This exact thing is the key to how YouTube search works. Let's think about a couple of things. Number one, when someone types something into the YouTube search bar, they're looking for information. And 9 times out of 10, if you type in the word chocolate cake, you're probably wanting to know how to make it, not how to eat it or see a challenge or whatever. Thus, all of the results are about that. Making the chocolate cake, not eating or destroying or whatever. Now, it isn't because YouTube made that decision, viewers made that decision. But we'll get back to that in a second. The one other interesting thing is if you scroll down far enough on search, you'll start to see videos that have nothing to do with the search term. They're the personalized things that are for you and your channel. Obviously, timestamps for yellow icons have nothing to do with chocolate cake, and the iPad Pro pencil, it has nothing to do with it either. These are personalized responses from the YouTube algorithm that have thrown their way into search. So what YouTube here is thinking is if you've gone all the way down this far and you can't find what you're looking for, they want to keep you on platform. So they're just going to show you something else random instead.
Either way, YouTube is still thinking about the user behavior. Is that right?
Correct. Let's go back to the intent of the viewer. Now, remember, they type something into search looking for an answer. Once they receive that answer, they usually bounce from the channel because they don't even know who that channel is. Remember the last time you looked up how to unclog a toilet on YouTube? Did you subscribe to Tom the Plumber? Probably not.
Absolutely, I did.
You did? You're the subscriber? I'm sure he's super happy.
No.
Hell no.
But what you'll find is if you look at your own analytics, you'll notice that in traffic sources, typically your lowest average view duration is from YouTube search. That's because someone searched for something, they got the answer, and they left. Again, that is super important to YouTube. They want to give a person an answer or keep them engaged in the video so they'll come back and watch more.
So Travis, what happens when we want to make a video intentionally targeting search, but we don't want to have analytics that read that way?
That's a great question, and that comes down to the intent of the viewer. If they want to know a lot of information about one particular subject, you should do your due diligence and look at all the top results from search to figure out what they're answering and what is working on YouTube. Then give more of those answers in your video and into a better and more creative degree so they'll stick around and watch your videos longer.
And this is what we're talking about when we say storytelling can change everything within the content. You know, if Tom the Plumber had some good storytelling, I might actually subscribe.
Another thing you'll notice is thumbnails on search sometimes look different, and you can't give blanket advice for every single type of thumbnail. For example, as we see here for chocolate cake, one thing you'll notice is we typically see the cake sliced open, beautiful, very few words zoomed in. These are very simplistic thumbnails that just get to the point. What do you need to know? I don't need to have a big YouTuber face in them. I just need to know exactly what's going on so I can get the job done. Or you can look at something for lifestyle like summer fits, and you'll notice that the thumbnails look completely different. There's a lot of things going on. Wording's definitely in the middle of the thumbnail, but it works for that person. So someone searching for this stuff actually clicks on this type of thumbnail. If I had told you to take the same advice for building a chocolate cake and getting summer fits, they don't look anything alike, and successful thumbnails are niche dependent. So what does all that mean? Ultimately, YouTube search only cares about what the viewer wants and not necessarily what they typed into the search. I've always theorized that you could actually type something into search, and if enough people clicked on it, you could have the search results be something completely different. So for example, if you typed in the word orange looking for, the fruit orange, that all videos of apples could show up if enough people click them. Because if someone searches for orange but are actually looking for apples and they clicked on it, that's the only thing YouTube cares about. And here's one of the big proofs of the pudding here. Let's look at the search term Thai cooking, and look what the #1 result is for Thai cooking. It's a channel right off the bat where you can subscribe from the search. And yes, this is a Thai cooking channel, and of course a lot of the things underneath of it are her videos. Why is her channel the #1 search result for Thai cooking when her name isn't Thai cooking? It's because she's had so many videos that people have clicked on that are from Thai cooking that YouTube just says, you know what? Just go to her channel. And as a matter of fact, subscribe to her right here.
Look at YouTube helping us out.
Now, sure, you might think, oh, but she's a big YouTuber. I've seen this on channels of all sizes. If you dominate the search and people come to your channel for the videos of that search term, you can rank high as well. Your entire channel can be ranked. Now, again, I said that it would be interesting if you could get someone to search for something and have a different result come up. I really wanted to test that theory super hard. I wanted to see if I could rank for a term that I've never made a video about. And Jen, based on everything we've just talked about, I did it.
Of course you did it. Spill the tea, Travis. How'd you do it?
Now, I don't want people to get too worried about how to make this happen for you, because to be honest, in order for you to rank high for a highly valued search term, you need lots of clicks. So everything we talked about up on this point is actually more important than anything I'm going to tell you now, because it's just the same information. So I wanted to find a keyword with almost no competition just to be able to rank for it without making any videos about it, just so that people, when they search for that term, would click my channel. Now, of course, I had some friends and family members click my channel once this name came up, and I rank now for it. #2, let me show you. What you're looking here is the search results for a term that I just ranked for, though I've never made a video about it. I'm ranked second underneath this channel that literally has the same name as the search term. I didn't have to do anything other than make sure that enough people that when they search for that term clicked on my channel. Now, it can take a lot of people to do that in order for it to rank. And of course, when you have a very low searched for term, because this term is almost not searched for at all, it will then surface you faster. If you're trying to do it for something like Fortnite, it's not going to happen. This isn't going to work for you, so don't even bother trying. It's just to prove a point. YouTube doesn't care that I've never made a video about this subject. They just know that when people search for this term, they want my channel. So you can do this across anything. The whole reason behind it is to let you know how search really works, so you can target your content deeper and make better connections with the viewer, so that when they search for something, they find your channel first.
So how long did this take then, Travis?
So this particular thing, because it doesn't have a lot of competition, took like 2 days or so. Doesn't take too long. You just have to kind of keep up with it. I'm not going to keep doing it anymore, so maybe by the time this video goes live, I may not even be ranked for it anymore. Who knows? But yeah, it's something that you constantly have to have people looking for that search term and then clicking your channel video or whatever.
So do you think this is a great way for creators to create more specific search terms in a niche that is just incredibly broad?
Case in point, the chocolate cake thing really was the beginning of all this. We typed in chocolate cake, but we never asked for a recipe. recipe. We got the recipe because we know the intent of the person who's typing in the search words. If you know the intent of the person looking for the content you're making, you can cut above everyone else and answer that question first.
So say I had a vegan baking channel and my search term was not just chocolate cake, but I anticipated that my audience is searching for a vegan and gluten-free cake. Maybe instead of using vegan and gluten-free, I say eggless and flourless.
There you go.
Would that be a more concentrated term there?
That's a pretty good idea, because especially if someone is specifically looking for something eggless, when they're looking for it and they search for chocolate cake eggless, yours will come up not only perhaps for just chocolate cake, but vegan and perhaps eggless as well, perhaps for 3 different search terms.
I think there's something to be said too about when you search for something, you want to see exactly what you search for. So if I'm thinking the word eggless and I see that it's vegan, it would mean that it's eggless, but I want to see eggless because that immediately registers as solving my problem.
100%. Remember, the intent of someone typing something into search is to find an answer. So in your video, you must give them the answer. And if along the way you entertain them or educate them and make them want to come back for more, that's how you'll get more views and subscribers.
So how do we even think of what is searchable? What does that process even look like?
Yeah, for every niche it's a little bit different, but typically for anything you do, there's something that can be searched for. One of the best things to do is to go on your analytics and then click on reach and look at all the different search terms that YouTube has sent views to you for search terms. Like, for example, it might be your name, it could be a game that you recently played, it could be a recipe you recently done, whatever your niche is. There's probably some words there that have sent you views. Double and triple down on those. As a matter of fact, you can use our tool to research those words and see what type of search volume is going on for those. And if you use our channel audit feature, you can also see which search terms were the ones that sent you the most views.
Such powerful tools.
We went over a lot today, and sometimes you might get lost in the sauce and think, okay, that was great, but what do I take away from this? Jen, what did you take away from this?
3 takeaways here, all super important. So packaging for the viewer perspective, making sure that that packaging of your title and your thumbnail are reflecting that search, avoiding using yourself, using a big YouTuber face. We want it to really specifically match what that search is going to be. Second would be to research ranked videos for inspiration. See what's getting a lot of traffic, look for that outlier score even, and use that as inspiration to see how they're making videos, how it's coming across really well to a new audience. And then our grand finale is going to be to use our awesome tools to double down on what your audience has already searched that led them to your channel. This is the big one. Look at that audience and see if you can identify any more problems that they might be searching for. You have the answers. You just got to figure out how to format it for search.
If you take these tips we've given you, you will rank higher, but of course you want more. And we've given some pretty brutal advice recently here on the channel. Make sure you check that out.